Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? You're right, you should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Monday, March 2nd. Pinch and a punch for the first day of the month for yesterday. That's right, this is NBA Straya. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. And Lou Dort is dirty as hell, and Jalen Williams is lucky to be alive. Ruh-roh. Yeah, we've got a bit of a brouhaha on the weekend in the NBA, he says. Just make that obvious. But anyway, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. We've got 6 weekend winners and losers. We'll go through the That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball. And then a quick Australian player watching Andrew Gray's Grey Mamba. We don't have a nahs or anything today. A bit of a quick one just to wrap up the weekend and everything for you. Because I've got a chocker's schedule and have to sort of get through a bunch of stuff. So, without further ado, let's get into it, I guess. What was that? Episode 1356. I ain't get through no 356. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq attack.
You better. Watch out for the Charles Barkley attacking for the Lakers. Shaq, I get sick of people saying they're contenders. The Lakers are not a good team. I just think it's funny how the media's turned on Luka. I guess we're contractually obligated to talk about them every day. I mean, he's not wrong, but they're also pretty good on the weekend. We'll get to that in a second. You better watch out for the attack of footy. That's right. If you're into your footy, guess what? Your mate Jim is back. Just like footy's back. Because me and my buddy Jez, we're doing footy. That's right. Got a new show called Footy Unfilterated coming out this week ahead of the new AFL season, which is very fun. Breaking down every single thing. So that'll go up on Tuesday for you. So you can get around it, subscribe everywhere, or I will, again, fight you. And so will Jez, and he's bigger than me. So you're in a lot of trouble, just saying. But it's very fun. It's very good. So watch out for the attack of me talking about footy again. I've missed it. It's been awesome, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Straya with the daily. Oh, it's a whip around, is it, Jim? Yes, it is. There's a little bit of news, a lot of injury-related sort of stuff. Steph Curry is out for another 5 games. He'll be re-evaluated within 10 days, apparently. Or at least in 10 days' time. They've got 5 games in that time as well. They're not doing great without him. I think they're 4-6 without Steph, the Warriors. So it's not great. It's not great. And meanwhile, old Johnny Kuminga, old Cumdog Millionaire's out there crushing it. We'll get to that in a second. Joel Embiid's going to miss 3 games with an oblique strain, i.e. he's big and he's Joel Embiid and he's hurt again. Oh, what's that? What's that over there? Oh, no! Yeah, there you go. Zach Edey is out for this foreseeable future, having some more surgery on his ankle, which is worrisome because I think Edey is like this interesting, monolith that the Grizzlies have. The foot problems, it's worrisome for a bloke that big. We've sort of been through a lot of this over the years. I'm looking at you, yow. But Edey is like such a crazy like center point for everything the Grizzlies were trying to do going into this year that it's like, I get that, get him healthy for next year. That's all well and good. You're tanking essentially this season anyway. We all get that. But I'd also like to see a little bit of proof of concept. He hasn't played since like the start of December. Like, it's crazy. So that kind of stinks. Zion as well. Oh, geez, Jim, is this a Zion injury? He had just played the longest stretch of games in his entire NBA career, Zion Williamson. 35. Jeez, Jim, it's not a big number. No, it's not. But he had at least gotten there. He tweaked his ankle, so he missed today's game against the Clippers. Hopefully he's back soon. So there's a little bit of injury news here and there, right? But the other ones that are good, James Harden came back from his thumb. He's got a broken thumb, the displaced fracture in the end of his thumb. Came back and was pretty bloody good for the Cavs. That's right. Who does he play for now?
Cleveland!
Against the Nets today. Good win there. And Darius Rucker, Judy Garland, the bloke that he was traded for, is going to make his Clippers debut apparently tomorrow, which is kind of neat, against Golden State. So that's nice, isn't it? Yeah, not bad. Before we do the weekend winners and losers, I mean, I've already given a plug to the Footy Unfilterated show, which is very fun. I don't know, I had a good weekend. How did you all go? I had my one of my cousin's weddings up in California. Had a great time. Yeah. Still, it's just like, you get to that age, you're like, am I still like a little bit hungover 2 days later? It's not bloody good. Not too bad, but we're all kicking on. But then the big problem was the Sydney Road Festival street party thing happened on Sunday, but it just was miserable and wet and rainy all day. So we had my niece and nephew with my squids as well hanging out. And so we'll take them up there. And instead it just rained all day and was super miserable. So we just hung out. And you're like, all right, this is not as much fun as going to the street festival, but here we are. Anyway, good weekend. I just need to get some more sleep. I don't know. Anyway, let's do some weekend winners and losers.
Oh my God. I won! Recapping our day's top story, the winner of today's state lottery is me, Ken Brockman.
Here, we got a photo of me here. Winners with 6 weekend winners and 6 weekend losers. There was some pretty good winners on the weekend. Most notably, I think the Detroit basketballing Pistons are awesome. Tobias Harris goes off his head in that chaotic win over. So they beat Cleveland, right? Which was just a game that they were getting absolutely hammered in, and Tobias Harris goes off his head. Like, there was the 5-minute blaring horn delay, which was just amazing gear, right? Now, when I say blaring horn delay, it's not, standing there with your wang in your hand and just going, wow, wow, wow. No, this was like the giant air horn just like going unbroken for like 5 minutes. It was absolutely really crazy. It got delayed 18 minutes, this game. So it was just like nuts. There was a power surge and it just blew up the board. But anyway, Tobias Harris had like a massive moment, and that was kind of neat. And you're like, I love this for Tobias, the never nude. Just a wild game, goes to overtime. But the way that they pull it out, and then they beat the Orlando Magic today, the Detroit basketballing Pistons. So they get by the Cavs without Harden. Awesome game. Huge win for them. They were down big. They fought back. They win into overtime. And then they beat the Magic today in just sort of like pretty imperious kind of fashion. This is the first time your Detroit basketballing Pistons have won 45-plus games in a season since the heyday of Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Sheed Wallace. That's, pretty long time ago now. 2007, 2008. Because you remember those thousands Pistons basically just kept rattling off Eastern Conference Finals appearances, and they win a title, obviously, in 2004. Play a couple of horrible finals in there too. Tell you what. But Joe Dumas then tried to outsmart himself and goes and gets like Ben Gordon and Charlie Villanueva, spends a bunch of money. There's the short-lived Allen Iverson experiment. Remember that? No? Didn't think so. This is the first time they've won 45-plus games since then. That is absolutely crazy. Also, I now feel really fucking old. Jesus. Anyway, great stuff for the Pistons. Love that for them. They rock. 45-14. What a season. That's the best record in the NBA. They rule. Way to go, Detroit. You also have this moment of like, I guess, you sort of look around and go, oh, could we have like improved our team at the buzzer? And it's like, before the trade deadline, maybe not. And it just sort of like, Tobias Harris hits this clutch jumper and you get the win and you're like, all right, now we're relying on Tobias Harris. What a world. It's the most Pistons of vibes. Atlanta are another weekend winner because Johnny Cumdog Millionaire Cumbucket is fucking awesome. Who could have seen this coming except fucking everybody and not Steve Kerr? They're light years ahead over there in Golden State, which is why they traded a bloke who's now averaging 21, 7, and 3 in his first 3 games for a bloke who's sick.
Extreme zinger meal.
Yeah, he's got a case of the extreme zinger meals. I'll tell you that much. It's like when you have too many of those zingers and you're just sitting on the can for hours and just everything is just nah. That's what I think is happening to the zinger. The weird part is, so Steve Kerr is sort of talked a little bit out of turn about this, this Porzingis illness. And he had been diagnosed with POTS, right, which is obviously very serious. And then apparently he's like, I don't think this one's got to do with that. And he's like, I don't know if I should have said that. So who fucking knows what's going on there? Meanwhile, Atlanta are the weekend winner because they got Jonathan Kuminga for the Extreme Zinger Mill, who's not supercharged.
Supercharged Zinger Burger.
And now they're good again. It's crazy. They're 31-31. They're back to 500 since the start of December, I think the first time. They're 31-31. They're exactly 500, obviously. And their point differential is a remarkable 0-0. 0.0 is their point differential. They're 31-31. They've gone full Thanos. They're like Thanos, fucking everything in perfect balance. They are the meme holding the fucking balanced knife. That's your Atlanta Hawks. And today, they kicked the ever-living shit out of the Portland Trailblazers. Cumdog Millionaire's doing fucking Dominic Wilkins tomahawk dunks in the middle of the game and pointing to Neek. And I'm like, this fucking rocks. I'm not going to lie. These Hawks are fun as shit, and I love me some Cumdog. Say that louder, Jim. 79% true shooting percentage. He's a plus 59 in his 3 games. They look awesome. And then you've got all the good brain nerds going out, but he would never have been able to do this on Golden State, Jim. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's obvious, wasn't it? All the times they tried it and he put up numbers and it was just, but Steve Kerr just didn't like him and he just didn't want to play in their fashion. I don't know. What? Good. Anyway. Good job, Atlanta. Great run. They've won 4 straight. So have the Charlotte Hornets. 4 more on the trot. 5th best record in the NBA since the calendar turned to 2026. Better than OKC. They put an almighty beatdown on Portland as well on the weekend and just look really bloody good. The thing is, they're kind of just beating the teams they ought to, right? They beat the Wizards, the Bulls, the Pacers, and the Blazers in this current 4-game win streak. After their 9-game win streak where they beat the Magic, the Wizards, the Sixers, the Grizz, the Mavs, that Spurs game, which is crazy, Pelicans, and they beat the Rockets, which is very good, and the Hawks. So just by virtue of a couple of sneaky wins here and there, and also just taking care of business, guess what? Your Charlotte Hornets are in the 10 seed. Yeah, beauty. They're 3 games up on the Bucks now, and really going to be pushing. I mean, they're only 3.5 games behind the Sixers in the 6 seed. So this is why I think we did the last week, the 5 most awesome things to keep an eye on right now sort of stuff. The Hornets and that play-in race, it's awesome. I love this Hornets team. The Knicks, apart from LaMelo, he's a dumbass, and Miles Bridges, who's a piece of shit. But otherwise, conceptually, as a team, kind of fun. The Knickerbockers of New York City are also weekend winners because the proof is in the pudding. They beat the Spurs. Not bad. Remember when they won the NBA Cup and we're like, we're not even going to raise a banner. We've got more important things to do, and went instantly into a fucking tailspin and nearly traded Cat. They kicked the ever-loving fuck out of the Spurs in this game. It was gnarly. The Spurs shot 26% from 3, 2 of 14 when Cat was actually guarding Wemby. Look out. Wemby was a minus 15. That's the second worst game he's played all season. So they had Cat guarding Wemby. They looked unreal. Their defense really locked in. They kicked the shit out of the Bucks as well, did the Knicks on the weekend. Then they turned around and smacked the fucking ever-living shit out of the Spurs as well. That is a weekend winner. Even with Josh Hart not being able to hit the fucking side of a barn and stuff, they've still got Jose Alvarado causing all sorts of havoc. Mikal Bridges played a really good game. The Knicks, 39-22. Those 2 wins, feeling good. If they can just stay healthy for the last month of the season, laughing. Love me some Knicks. Minnesota! That's right, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nah, I'm not going to stick with that. Minnesota Timberwolves, they're bloody good. They've won 3 straight, 38-23. Awesome, awesome win today where they absolutely took care of business against Denver. They did a great fucking job, right? So Denver are going to pop up again in a second, but by the same token, Ant-Man, 21 points on 9 of 19 shooting. Jaden McDaniels, 20 points. Randall, whatever. They got 18 from your man Bones Highland. Bit of revenge against his old team. Naz Reid had 11 on 11. But their defense against the Nugs, you're like, Jesus. They like Jokic went off. Jamal Murray did a bit. And then like Tim Hardaway had 17. Other than that, tell you what, Minnesota, I think I called them like the most dangerous like sleeper in the West. And it's like they're not sleeping for much longer. Like they're currently the 4 seed. So they've bounced sort of around like between 4 and 6, 4 and 7 for ages. And here we are. They've just sort of snuck above Denver with that win. So it's a huge one. And then the Lakers. That's right. After a couple of absolute Barry Crocker shockers,
The Lakers
are good again. 2 very solid wins over the weekend against 2 very struggling teams in the Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. But Luka was looking good. LeBron looking good. They just look solid. They look like they're together. And this is what you just sometimes need, right? You just need a soft little moment in the schedule. You can take advantage of it, get 2 wins back to back, and just fucking solidify your fucking spot for a second. They're currently still the 6th seed, but it keeps them 2 wins up on the Phoenix Suns. So good wins for the Lakers on the weekend. They desperately, desperately needed them. OKC gets a bit of an honorable mention, but they tried to start a fight with the next team, and I'm not impressed, and Lou Dort fucking sucks. So let's do some weekend losers.
We're not losers. No, you 2 are winners. Big winners. When I grow up, I want to marry a big winner like you guys. Shut up. Loser.
All right, losers. The Denver Nuggets. But Jim, yeah, well, they lost both their games, didn't they? They lose to OKC, and then they lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I don't know. The Denver Nuggets reside in the West. Most likely have to play one of maybe perhaps both those teams in the playoffs, right? And it's not great. Didn't look awesome. Nikola Jokic still put up some pretty big fucking numbers against Minnesota, but by the same token, I'll tell you what, it was a bit worrisome, like how thin their margin for error is. So Dort tries to trip up Jokic because Dort's a piece of shit. Jalen Williams is still lucky to be alive after basically kind of like having a bit of an arc up at Jokic. Jokic getting the crazy Serbian eyes, and you're like, oh, Jalen Williams is in a lot of trouble. But everyone was held back, and I'm like, don't know if Jalen Williams is long for this planet now. But I would be very excited to see a Denver-Okc playoff series, obviously. But still, I think the worst part for Denver is they're sitting there going, oh, geez, Michael Porter Jr. might have come in handy because Cam Johnson might be just a bit shit. Yeah, 0-6 today, and it's one of those ones where you see the theoretical, idealized version of Cam Johnson fitting really, really well with this Denver Nuggets team. And in reality, he just hasn't had quite the runway yet. It probably still works out, but woof. So they're, of all the top West teams, they are probably struggling the most. They're 4-6 in the last 10. They've just had some really strange hiccups over the last little bit. And it feels like as they're getting healthy and trying to get a point in the right direction, it's all just getting a bit squirrely on them, you know? Anyway, honorable mention as part of that one for the losers, Lou Dort. What is that loser doing? Oh, I'm not a dirty player. Oh, I don't know. It seemed like a fucking lot like you were trying to trip Jokic, and we've seen you do this sort of dirty shit before, Lou Dort. So, I don't know. And usually I'm not a big fucking proponent of the old unwritten laws of the game. I always fucking play to the fucking buzzer, stop your whinging, shush. But if you're going out of your way to fucking injure somebody by tripping them and doing that sort of shit, you're a fucking loser. Lou Dort, loser. Golden State, also weekend losers, absolutely mauled by the Lakers on Saturday. And on top of that, though, right, they're currently in the 8th spot. They don't have Steph for another 10 days, 5 more games. And the Kuminga thing is a real kick in the dick. Like, that's the most of the part of the reason they're weekend losers, because Kuminga's going off his head over there in Atlanta, and they're like, no, we play basketball that's too smart to let somebody be good for us. And so, are you hearing yourselves? We brought in Jimmy Butler because we're trying to win a title. How have you not fucking figured out a way to just go, oh, Kuminga's very good at things. And we understand that he has these moments and he shines for, a couple of games and then backslides into taking a bunch of mid-ranges and being shit. But how were you, light years ahead Golden State Warriors, unable to sort of get that and point in the right direction and figure it out? I don't know if you're really light years ahead if you can't do that, right? I really hope he just keeps it up in Atlanta and they keep going off their head. They're like those fucking Hawks fans are chanting like, thank you, Warriors. It's amazing. Good job. Orlando, weekend losers. They can't get out of their fucking way. I think we talked about them on Friday. It's like, yeah, let's go Magic. And then it's just all gone. Womp, womp, womp. They really stunk against Detroit in the second half. And they had Paolo Banchero and other folks coming out after the game. It's like, yeah, man, people adjust to us at halftime and we don't adjust to the adjustments. It's like, somebody needs to do something. It doesn't look like you're doing much here. It's a bit of a bloody worry. Portland, also weekend losers. They got absolutely smoked today by the Hawks after getting smoked by the Hornets. Lord, that dropped them to 10th in the West. They are still, the problem with the crap teams in the West is that they're still 4.5 games in the 10 spot, so they're fine. But still, we just want to see them go in the right direction, and it's just like, this is this wavy thing of like getting Scoot and Giroux back and losing, like Jeremy Grant couldn't hit the side of a barn. Come on, Blazers, I believe you. Well, I believe in you a little bit. And the Bulls, but Jim, they snapped a losing streak again and like actually won a game. It's like, yeah, and Josh Giddey had a triple-double, but you dummies, you meant to tank harder, not win games. What are you doing? So there you go. There's your weekend winners and losers. All the other losers out there that keep losing, they're winning because they're trying to tank hard. So, but Chicago, stop winning. You meant to keep losing. You got a triple-double today for Gids, but still. Right, let's do some NBA Straya Pro performances of the weekend, shall we?
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
That's a knife. Name is Cater. What, Jim? Yes. Cater came out of absolute nowhere. Obviously, this season he's been a defensive stalwart for your Boston Celtics. He's been awesome. And today just went whack. 27 and 17 he managed. It was chaos. And the Celtics, sort of slapped Philly around a little bit. To the point where you're like, this is a little bit worrisome. But Cater, he had, 3 blocks, a couple of assists as well. He was absolutely awesome. And he was, obviously absolutely everywhere as well. So that was very cool to watch. He was absolutely unbloody real. And Cum Dog Millionaire, obviously I mentioned him. He had himself a game. So you go through some of the other ones that are like Onyeka Okongwu had the 25, 10, and 6. Very good for the Hawks. And then you watch Kuminga do some stuff and you're like, this is, it's not bad, not bad. He ends up with 27 and 3 with a couple of steals today as well and the sick dunks. Most of the kind of, that's not a knife, was the sick dunks mostly because it was bringing the house down and everyone's frothing. So that was really cool. 20, 10, and 14 for Josh Giddey today. Great triple-double for him. I think he ties Scottie Pippen for the most in his season in Bulls history. Not bad. Good company. And Jalen Duren had 33 and 16 against the Cleveland. That's right, Cleveland Cavaliers. Where are they from, Jim?
Cleveland!
That's right. That was awesome. You had a couple of really good Jokic games. Today he had, 35, 13, and 9, but they lose to Minnesota. You had Maxey with 33 and 6 as well against Boston. 30 for SGA. Cade Cunningham, 29, 6 and 11. It was a good weekend, but the Cater game just absolutely blew my mind. He was so good. Just does the right stuff. How about the not right stuff, Jim? Spud of the night.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night, I'll tell you what. We had some pretty big spuds. Yeah, Cam Johnson played 23 minutes today. Now, you might wonder, geez, Jim, why did the Nuggets lose? Was it purely because of him? No, it wasn't just purely because of him. Him going 0 of 6 in 23 minutes certainly didn't help matters, however. 0 of 6 for Daquan Plowden. Love me some Daquan Plowden. 1 and 9 for Jeremiah Grant. Yeah, that's not that great, is it? He's, I still believe in this Blazers team a little bit, but this is the Jeremy Grant experience. Just, it happens. 3 of 13 for AJ Johnson. 4 of 16 for KPJ. 4 of 17 for the newly shaved-headed Jalen Suggs, good on him. But of course, my favorite, the Killian Hayes experience in Sacramento just continues unabated. He went 0 of 2 against the Lakers today in 8 minutes. That, I think, takes him to 3 of 23 from the floor since making it back into the NBA. 3 of 23. I'm no math magician, but that is... not good. I think from 3, he is currently 2 for 13. That is, again, not great. But of course, we'd all like to thank Cam Thomas and Sam Hauser and Miles Kelly for shooting. Yeah, that's right. Shoot! Oh, they all shot 311. Yeah, beauty. Who's old mate no mates, though?
Old mate no mates.
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 Old mate no mates. Who's got no mates today? That would be obviously Lou Dort for trying to trip Nikola Jokic as he's running up the court, because that's just dirty as hell, and you're a shithead for doing that sort of stuff on a basketball court. You know? It's the Zaza jumping under somebody, undercutting them as they're shooting. Just don't do it. You know? Don't try to purposefully hurt people. But my favorite old mate no mates from the weekend is Kevin Durant having no mates. When you're getting shit talked as Kevin Durant by someone like Tyler fucking Hero going, I know which are your burners, you a bitch. Excuse me, Tyler Hero? Words out about KD. If you're getting shit talked by Tyler fucking Hero to that degree, if Tyler fucking Hero is calling you a bitch, Kevin Durant, you should start swinging. You got to go full Jokic, crazy Serbian eyes. You need to take that little fucker down, bucket hat and all. I don't give a shit. He's going to go fucking 1-2 Costa Zoo. You can't be letting the likes of Tyler fucking Hero call you a bitch, Kevin. What are you doing? That is just... Think about your standing in the game. And now you got Tyler Hero calling you a bitch, talking about your burners. That is old mate no mates. Yeesh. Pantsing of the night. Portland got full-blown pants by Johnny Kuminga. That tomahawk and they're just showing off and showing out. It was pretty awesome. Yeesh. OG got yammed on by Wemby, but I guess they kind of got the last laugh on him. Max Christie got as well and made a business decision to get the fuck out the road. I always appreciate that as well. It's like, nope, don't care. Let's get out of here. Peace. But my favorite, I really just enjoyed the Jonathan Kuminga experience. Like the sick tomahawk dunk for the Hawks. Dominique Wilkins is in the building, and you're like, this is pretty bloody good. It's a vibe, you know? So that was pretty fun. Otherwise, I think you sort of think about some of the other, like the pantsings, it's not so much the Dort, you know, versus Jokic moment of like a pantsing. Jalen Williams sort of stepping up going, I'll fight the giant Serbian. It's like, I don't think it's a smart thing to do. It was incredibly brave, but yeah. Anyway, Max Christie getting out of the road. Go check that out. Who was better than Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons, and Brodie James on the weekend?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. How about Jeremiah Zero Fears? He was pretty bloody good. 28, 3 and 4 for the Pelicans today. Not bad, not bad. Walter Clayton Jr. up against the Indiana Pacers, 15 assists. 15 to go with 7 points and 4 steals. That's the most assists in a game by a rookie in Grizzlies franchise history. That is pretty bloody good. But my favorite is going to be Kool Mo D. Now, do you know who Kool Mo D is? It's Mo Dewara. Mohamed Dewara for the New York Knickerbockers of New York City. He just set the NBA record for most three-point attempts per minute in a game. He shot 13 times in 14 minutes. That is all-time Shane Hill shoot your shot shit, isn't it?
He threw it down. Are you healed? Are you healed? Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters shoot.
Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up award.
Yeah, he only hit 4 of the attempts, but he finished with 14 points in 14 minutes. He had 4 rebounds, and he was a plus 18, so that's pretty bloody good. But I think, so Mo Dewara going, 13 threes in 14 minutes is a record because I think, minimum of 10 minutes played in a game, right? That's amazing. Like, just the sheer gumption of going, hey, tonight, every time I touch the ball, I'm bloody shooting it. Check this out. That's awesome. What a legend. Kool Mo D. You can see all the Knicks fans love him. All right, let's take a quick break. Come back with Australian Player Watch right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You listen to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right. We usually do some Nars here, which would be brought to you by buymeacoffee.com /slash NBA Australia. You can still go do that. Dead Set Legends Club. I meant to put it up over the weekend. Got too busy. Ran out of time. So we'll get it up during the week. It'll probably go up tomorrow, actually. Along with, obviously, Footy Unfilterated, which should be very, very fun. In terms of like Outback Takehouses and Nars, we'll probably do a bunch of those on Wednesday's show as well. So just, she'll be apples. But in terms of a bit of Aussie player watch, Tyrese Proctor actually got some nice run the other day with Harden out in that Cleveland-Detroit game. Played 19 minutes. He had 4 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. Was a plus 12 in a game that they lost by 3. Just saying. Play some Tyrese Proctor, you jerks. In the big win over the Blazers, you had our man's Josh Green as well. Go a bit hammer and tongs. Actually, no, I don't have actually that one up in front of me. We did, however, have the excellent Josh Giddey game today, didn't we? We had the 20, 14 and 10 to go with 2 steals and a block. 5 of 11 from downtown for the Gidmeister, the Weet-Bix kid. 7 of 14 from the floor. And Lockie Olbrich got out there for 1 minute in that game as well. Ran around, caused some havoc, and had zeros across the board. I'll take that. Jingling Joe Ingles copped did not play coach's decision against the Denver Nuggets. That happens on the big jobs. You get that sometimes. Hasn't played in a couple of weeks, but, she'll be right. And we also had Aussie Matty T obviously going up against Greeny. And then I think he also played today in that Atlanta game, which obviously had your man Jock Landale and your man's Dyson Daniels, a great barrier thief. It was a all Aussie affair, basically. Matty T played 15 minutes. He had 7 points, 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 of 2 from deep, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. Matty T goes whack in 15 minutes. Absolute weapon. And Dyson, for his part, had 12 points, shot 6 of 9. Nice from the floor. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Jock was really good too. 14 points in 18 minutes, 6 of them from the floor, 0 of 4 from deep, but 2 of 2 at the line. 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. Not bad. Good size. You go back to that Matty T, Josh Green game. Josh Green had 15 minutes and 6 points in that. Went 1 of 2 from 3, 2 of 3 overall. 2 turnovers, 1 steal and 3 rebounds. Not bad, Greeny. Don't mind it. And Matty T had 5 points in 12 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals and a block. Just saying, Aussie Matty T has come back absolutely flying, right? Which is very cool. It's awesome to see. And that is Australian Player Watch. How about a bit of an Andrew Gaze Grey Mumber Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence then, Jim? Okay, well, if you insist, we better bloody do it then, eh?
It's the first annual
Andrew Gaze Grey Mumba.
Outstanding Achievement in the Field of
Excellence. So Cater's game today against Philly was that good. He was the first Celtic since the Chief, Robert Parrish, in 1989 to have a 25-plus point game and 10 offensive rebounds in the same game too. Pretty bloody good. So he has his 27 points, 17 rebounds, 10 were offensive rebounds in the 3 blocks. He was bloody good. The other one that really caught my eye is that SGA has now had 59 consecutive road games where he has scored his 20-plus points, which is pretty bloody good because that's now the record because he went past Wilt Chamberlain, who has 58. There's always a Wilt stat. We all know that. But that's pretty bloody good, right? 59 consecutive games on the road scoring 20-plus points. Shea has done pretty bloody well for himself. I'll tell you that much. So since he came back as well, he's out there causing all sorts of havoc. He's just ripped off 20 against Orlando, and he had Denver. He had 34 the other day with a 13 assists. God, that game was good. 30 against Minnesota, 29 against the Pelicans. Dude is just off his head. It's absolutely chaos. So good on him. But yeah, so he basically comes back, has the 36 against Denver, and just doesn't break a sweat, it feels like a lot of these times. OKC, a little bit terrifying. And against Dallas today, he was awesome. 30 points a game. So yeah, most consecutive road games scoring 20 plus. SGA. Then Wilt Chamberlain. What a world. Right, how about some game previews for tomorrow? Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Not bad. Good size. I just wanted to see if we had any Patty Mills game day or game day Twitter updates, and I don't think we do. We do have a Josh Giddey, I think. Oh, looking sharp. No, but that's... I think we had a story pop up, and it was just him in the looking pretty schmicko. What about, we got any Jock? No, that's just him and the baby. That's all right. What are you going to do? Remember, you can follow all of our picks over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. The link is in our show description and our social bios. How did we go today? Missed out on a few. We've only got 4 games tomorrow, though, which is kind of nice because tomorrow's show will just be the sort of 5-minute quick hitter over on YouTube and on Spotify videos. I do like to say that it's 5 minutes, and then I usually go for 15 to 20, but still. Geez, Jim, do you like talking? Yes, mother. So tomorrow I've got Houston at Washington. And now, this is like going back to my tankathon vibe here, right? Like, you can't really make these lines high enough. At home, it's always a little bit dicier. I'm probably still going to go Houston minus 15.5 against the Wizards. Houston have been kicking the crap out of some of these bad teams, so let's go the Rockets. They did have like that. They had a tough, like they almost made the weekend losers because, you know, the combination of getting shit talked by Tyler fucking Hero and losing to Miami was a real kick in the dick for Houston, but I don't know. That team's a bit strange. Boston at Milwaukee. The Bucks do play very hard. They also did get their ass kicked by Chicago today. Boston, I don't know if they play everybody, but I still kind of think the line is only 7.5, which sort of tells me that they might not play everybody. I'll probably still take the Celtics though, because I think a lot of their guys just play hard. It's the Joey Muzz way. If you don't play hard, bro, I'm going to use my jiu-jitsu and just like really take you down, bro. Denver, Utah, again, a bit of a tank one there for the Utah Jazz. I'm going to take the Nugs. They're minus 11.5. They desperately need an absolute prove-it win. The Jazz do play hard, but without Lowry and stuff, I just can't quite see this one happening. So let's go the Nugs minus 11.5. Then we're going to rip a Clippers-Warriors game, where the Clippers are 1.5-point favorites in Golden State. Bit of a tricky one. I think with Garland coming back, we can probably trust the Clippers a little bit. Maybe. It's a tricky one, but yeah. So Kawhi did come back and play against the Pelicans today. He had 23 points in 29 minutes. Happy days. I don't expect him to play a back-to-back, but I think they'll still be too good for this Warriors team. That's basically Draymond yelling at everybody, and that's about it. So, yeah, we'll go the Clippers minus 1.5. Yeah. It's a weird day, that game. Those are 4 strange games. Anyway, we'll wrap them all up for you tomorrow. But that's it for today. Yes, we'll be back on deck very quickly tomorrow over on YouTube and Spotify video. Go check them out. In the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facebook, IG, YouTube, what else? TikTok, all that stuff. But get around footy unfiltered. I'll be sharing out the links once it all goes live. The Facey page is up there. It's got like the little teaser picture of Jez and I hanging out, talking our trash. So if you're into your AFL, go check it out. It's going to be fun. It's footy. It's unfiltered. If you listen to me on AFL today and all that sort of stuff, you know how much I hold AFL media in disdain. So yeah, it's good to have a show where I can just go off-piste and have the fucking time and wherewithal to go hammer and tongs. So it's going to be fun. So strap in, go check it out. Check it out on the socials, and then we'll have the show, I think, go up tomorrow. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Jim does Supercoach. We'll have the NBA Supercoach show popping up tonight as well. That'll be a quick one too. NFL Straya, obviously, myself and Gaz, we're going to reconvene at some point. We're hanging out this week, going to the basketball, but we will do an off-season show when there's more to report. They had the NFL Combine this week and not much really happened. So yeah, all the draft stuff will kick off, free agency will kick off, and there'll be a little bit more to talk about. Obviously, you can help us out by buying us a coffee. It's buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. That's our Patreon. That show will go up at some point this week, hopefully tomorrow if I get the time. And that'll be very fun. So you can just join up there. Go check it out. The link is in our show description and our social bios as well. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, They Rule. So to House Hats, Josh De La Rentis, Fascinating Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa Section, Green, and Dozers there behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Smash them on your music streaming platform of choice. And that's it. I'm going to get out of here. No daily review today. We will catch you quickly tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And Lou Dort sucks. Later, Hosen.